everyone, I'm Alexandra and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to quickly start this introduction and say that I am actually doing a video about my X Factor audition and experience. So if you'd like to check that out, carry on and let's get into it before it gets too long. I'll say that in about 2 years ago, 2013, I sung on stage and I had a panic attack on stage after something someone had said to me, because they said that I sounded really rubbish and a lot of other criticism, bad criticism like that. So I stopped singing on stage. I lost all my confidence. I got nervous on stage, that sort of thing. Then the next year I went for Britain's Got Talent. I failed that, so I decided to give up. And giving up is not an option. Do never ever give up. No matter how bad you are at something, never give up. And so 2016 came around, 2015 even came around, and it was the year that I turned 16. And I asked my dad, I was like, please, 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 Dad, can I do X Factor 2016? I don't care if they say no, it's an experience. If they say no, at least I've tried and at least I get to know what they said about me and sort of things like that. So there we go to 2015. I think it's around, what time does X Factor finish? Because I don't actually watch X Factor on TV. Whatever happened at the end of X Factor, the finale of X Factor, I signed up to their show. I signed up, I added my name, my address, picked Liverpool Convention Centre as my venue because that is the closest one to me, and I decided that I was going to go for it. Then I got an email saying, here's your thank you for registering with X Factor. We will get back to you in April to be able to tell you when your audition time is. So I was like, oh my god, it's actually happening, like it's going to happen. So then in April I didn't get a confirmation basically, so I re-signed myself up, and then I got another confirmation saying that my time and date was on Saturday what date is it today? Saturday the 14th of May 2016 at 1 o'clock in Liverpool Convention Centre. So I've been building up to today for very, very, very long. So let's talk about it. So 2 weeks ago I actually performed in front of someone for the very first time, and I was nervous as anything. Basically it was about 5 people. The most I've ever performed in front of is 3,000, and this was like 5 people. But because of what happened in my back history, I was really nervous about this. So I performed in front of a group of 5 people and I got dirty looks. Not gonna lie, a lot of people hated the fact that I was singing. So I just ignored them, as you do. I carried on singing and stuff, and my form tutor was like, what are you practicing for? What are you actually auditioning for? And I was like, I don't really want to say, to be honest, because I don't want anyone to know. And then, so I actually told him in the end what it was about, and he told the rest of the world, and the rest of the world know about my X Factor audition. So I was really nervous at this moment that everyone knew about my X Factor audition anyway, so I decided I was going to tell my child development teacher, because my child development teacher is the best teacher in the world. Like, she is actually the best teacher in the world. So I went and told my child development teacher, then the sixth formers in our school found out, then my child development class found out, all my friends found out, and that's when it dawned on me. I have to break the news to them that I did not get through X Factor before I've even gone for it. So I was like, okay then, that's fine. Like, I'm prepared to tell them no. I'm prepared to tell them that I have not got through, which is kind of difficult because when I went for Britain's Got Talent, everyone found out about that as well, and when I didn't get through, people were all like, put it on YouTube, watch it on YouTube and everything else like that, and everyone did watch a lot of my singing on YouTube. So that sort of blew up then, and I don't want it to happen again now. So I'm sort of making this video now so that you understand, if you get me. So then Monday hit me. I got in the shower on Monday and I was having a conversation, actually it was about 3 in the morning, and I went to go and get a shower, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my god, it's the week of my X Factor audition. It actually is the week of my X Factor audition. So then I showed my boyfriend me singing, because he had never actually heard me singing. It was sort of like going through, and he was like, oh my god, you're amazing, all this and all this. So that built up my confidence. His sister built up my confidence as well, so thank you, Demi, for that. And I was feeling confident until Thursday really, and I started getting a cold on Thursday, and I felt really ill and sick and just nervous overall. And then Friday, last night, when I went to go and practice, I lost my voice actually last night. I lost my voice completely. I couldn't practice, I couldn't hit the high notes, nothing like that, because I was just drained. I had no voice, like my voice is completely gone. So I went to bed like super early last night, and I was sort of worried about other things as well. So then this morning I woke up at 6:30. I went to go and switch the water on, got in the shower, got ready. We planned to get there for 9, and it takes quite a while to get to Liverpool, so we planned to leave at around 8 o'clock-ish, sort of like that. So even if we were there for 9, it's like we were a bit later than 9, so we did plan to leave for 8 o'clock, and actually it was 8:45 when I actually started my makeup, and I got dressed and things. So I started my makeup at 8:45, I got my mum up and things like that, ready to go, and that's when it dawned on me again that I was actually going to X Factor, and it didn't ever hit me that I was going to X Factor. It still hasn't hit me that I've gone and auditioned for X Factor. Like, it just doesn't dawn on me, because a lot of the other things that I've done, like I've performed on CBBC, I've performed in movies and things, and it still hasn't hit me that I've done them things. So I think this is sort of one of them things, like I'll never understand that I'll never understand that it was X Factor and that it happened. But let's get into it. So basically this is going there. So on the way there, my dad was super nervous, bless him. He was like, Alex, is your guitar in order? Do you want some water? Do you need some extra lipstick? Do you want me to take you shopping? Do you need anything from Aldi? Do you need anything from Tesco's? Anything like that? We'll go shopping for you. And I was like, Dad, calm down. Dad, calm down. Like, you're more nervous than me. And I'll tell you a little bit later why he's more nervous, but yeah. So then we arrived there. We didn't actually know where it was, because you've got Liverpool Echo Arena and the ACC, and it was in the ACC, and we drove past the Echo Arena and it was completely empty, and the ACC was completely empty, so we didn't actually know where we were going. And at this time it was about 9:45 in the morning even, so we were really confused on where to go and things. So we went to park the car and everything, and because my audition was not until 1 o'clock, we weren't in any rush at all, because we still had to wait for ages. So then we finally found the queue. I went and got in the queue. I found out that there was only about there was 2 groups of people in front of me for 1 o'clock, and a lot of other people behind me, so I was quite near the front for my group. And as I was waiting, I seen people were showing text messages and things. I assumed that they were 9 o'clock and they had missed their slot, so I wasn't too bothered about that. And we were waiting for about 4 hours. No, that is a complete lie. We were waiting for about 2.5 hours. So then we got sort of, here's the door. We got sort of here, and then more people were still going in. It was about 12 o'clock at this moment. More people were still just going in, and I went to my mum. Surely if they're late for their slot, they can't just let them in, like any random people in, just because they've left their slot. And then I heard someone say that you can actually get a pass so you don't have to wait, and I don't think that is entirely true. I actually don't think that is entirely true. But anyway, so there's people going in before us, so we waited for about another hour. And then finally, it suddenly died down and we were rushed in. And then we had to wait inside, and there was only about 10 people waiting at a time inside. So we were finally waiting inside. I put my shoes on because my shoes are absolutely massive. I fixed my hair, fixed my makeup and things like that, and I was ready to go up. Then we went up the escalator into the ACC, and we stood there for about 10 minutes. I signed up. They were like, have you signed up online? I was like, yes. I got my number. My number was, in fact, let me take it off my top, 166857, and they wrote it down for me. They told me to go into like a holding room, and I went into a rehearsal / holding room. So I was able to rehearse in there, but I don't like rehearsing in front of other people, because at the end of the day, no one else was rehearsing in there, so I didn't want to disturb anyone if they were remembering their song lyrics, if they just generally don't like listening to someone sing, and a lot of people don't like my singing voice anyway. I just mess on YouTube. Like, none of the singing videos on YouTube are actually truly me singing, so don't worry if you're like thinking that I went on X Factor singing like that. Like, that's not truly me singing. So then I was really like worried because I hadn't performed this song. I hadn't been able to practice in 2 days because I lost my voice and things. So I sat down. I'll tell you what time I sat down. So I actually sat down, and So I got in at 12:48 and my audition was at 1 o'clock. And I was waiting and I was texting my boyfriend at this time and I was like, a bit nervous, very worried and everything else like that. And I was getting good luck messages from everyone, all my friends and everything. So thank you guys for sticking up for me and supporting me throughout this moment in time. Then it dawned on me that I was actually going to audition. I started panicking, I had headaches and I felt nauseous and I felt completely sick. My mum hadn't brought any of the allergy tablets with us, so I didn't actually have anything to take for my cold or anything, or the hay fever that I was having, so I just had to deal with this headache that I was having. So then I went to the toilets, and when I came back, like, I felt fine and stuff. Then I went into the room, and under 18s, I was told that my mum was allowed in with me because it was under 18. But as I sat down, they were like, you're gonna have to wait over there, to my mum, like, wait over there whilst when other people turn up. So then I was like, Mum, you can't leave me. Mum, you actually can't leave me whilst I go in this room. And that's when I started panicking. And I was like, you can't leave me. And she's like, don't worry, I'm going in with you, it's fine. Then the woman comes out the room and she's like, Alexandra, would you like to come in? Like, you can come in now. And then I was like, can my mum come in? She was like, no, your mum can't come in. I was like, Mum? Why are you leaving me? So I was actually originally going to film it, but I left all my stuff with my mum because I didn't want that much pressure. Not having my mum there was too much pressure for me. So I left my phone with my mum, all that sort of jazz, and I was panicking because my mum wasn't there. I got in, they were super friendly, which when I went to Britain's Got Talent, they really weren't friendly at all. So when I went in, the woman was super friendly. They were like, hiya, Alexandra, how are you? All this. They were like, I love your shoes, I love your top. We had a conversation about Hogwarts and Harry Potter, and they were like, oh, you're a Harry Potter fan? I was like, no. And then, so then I started singing, I started pushing it out. Then my voice cracks because I had no voice. My voice was literally going. My voice cracked halfway through the little song, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I literally begged her. I was like, I'm so sorry. I started that little section again and things, and then she started actually 2 seconds into the song. She started typing. She was like, and then they both looked over at each other and they were like that, looking really excited. So then I got a bit like excited, and then I started shaking like mad. Like, you have the shakes like that. I was literally like this. I was like playing, because I have a thing with playing with my rings, and when I get nervous I usually like go like this. So I wear a ring now to stop me from doing that, and I was like this with my ring, like this. And so they sort of noticed that I was really nervous. I didn't move at all. And when you see people like when they don't move when they're nervous because they can't, like, I physically could not move. I physically couldn't sing as well as I usually did, and generally my voice just cracked because I was so nervous and because I hadn't practiced and things like that. And then I noticed that they were actually talking to each other, so I decided that I was going to stop earlier than what I was going to originally, which now I completely regret, but I don't regret it, if you get me. Like, it's sort of the things like I wish I had done it, but I don't regret it. So then they stopped me, and well, I stopped myself, and I was like, thank you for listening and all this. And then she sort of went, Alexandra, you have an amazing voice, like, I mean, you're amazing, but I'm gonna have to say no. And then I like didn't understand, like, do you know when it doesn't hit you that they've said no? Like, it didn't bother me at that moment in time. They were like, you're absolutely amazing at singing, don't ever give up, go and perform more, I want you to perform on every stage you can and all this. They were like, we want you to come back next year, you're just not good enough, just not as good as the person, as Louisa Johnson, I can't say her name properly, Louisa Johnson, who won that year, because the girls' standards has been raised by her. And I was like, okay. They were like, no, you don't understand, you still need to keep singing, that was absolutely amazing, we just want you to perform more and get out there more and sing a lot more than what you have been, because we can see that you haven't been performing that much and things. And they were like, just, if Louisa Johnson didn't win, then I would have got through. They were like, if she just didn't win it, I would have got through, but she did. And the thing is, though, that she is an absolutely amazing singer, that she has set them high standards that I just couldn't reach. And so I walked out the room, I was completely fine, and I have a thing where I'm fine up until people ask me whether I'm okay. I have a problem with people asking me whether I'm okay. I just have that problem. And my mum was like, are you okay? And I walked out the room like this, I was like, to my mum, and then she was like, are you okay? And I just burst into tears. I was like, And then my mum was like, oh, it's okay, would you like to walk outside for a moment? And there's no way to get out but go down them escalators in front of the whole world. So then I was like, oh yeah, so I got out of the room, we went down to the other room to meet my dad, and I was like, this is my dad. I was like, no. And I was trying not to cry, and I keep saying this to people, it wasn't the fact that I got a no that I was crying for, it was the fact that she said I was good enough to make it, but I was too young and things, and it put her off because I am still in education. I've not even started my GCSEs, I start them on Wednesday, and I think that my dad was saying that really did put her off because I'm only 16, like I can't go to London and do things like that as other people, like 18-year-olds, they can go off their job, leave education, that sort of thing, and go for their talent in London. I can't do that because I'm dedicated to my schoolwork, and I think a lot of people don't understand how dedicated I am to my schoolwork. So even though I hate school, just gonna say. So yeah, I went in and I was like, sorry, son, just can't do it. And then I was like trying to explain to my dad what she had said, and my dad, he sort of didn't get the point in what I was saying because I'm really bad at just getting to the point. So then he was like, so what did she actually say? Was she nasty? I was like, no, she wasn't nasty at all. Like, she said I was amazing and things, and that really did boost my confidence. And I was like, I need to go for more competitions, I need to go for it and things like that. And I'm actually doing a gig near, sort of like an hour away where I live, very soon, and I'm gonna update you on that. I'm gonna actually vlog it, to be honest, because it's for a festival to raise money for a charity I'm not too sure of yet though, because I did not book the gig. My mum booked it, and then she was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, no. But yeah, I'm doing that. So I sort of sat down for 2 minutes, I got my shoes on, and because I was that frustrated, I couldn't get my shoes on. Like, the insoles of my shoes just kept going really horrible, and I was like, oh, I just want to get out of here. So then we had to go and get in the lift and things, and that is when I texted my boyfriend and I was like, I didn't get in. And he was like, at least you tried, and thank you Mitchell, because you really, really stopped me crying. And I don't know what it is, but honestly, just talking to him makes me smile, and I think my mum knew I was talking to him because I was like in the lift. And I got home, I was sort of really silent on the way home, and my dad kept saying to me, you need to sign up for more competitions, we'll go back next year and things. She said that I would get through next year if I tried again. If I tried again, I could get very far next year. And so yeah, I could get very far next year if I tried to and things like that. So I don't know whether I'm gonna try next year, to be honest. I probably will vlog it next year. I'll probably tell you about it beforehand. But yes, that is my really big experience with X Factor. I didn't want to tell anyone because that happened. I did actually text everyone. Well, I've texted my child development class. They already know. So yeah, I'm feeling much better actually now. I've just been to Asda and things and sort of calmed down. I took a lot of medication and I'm a bit hyperactive, and I'm probably going to go. Yeah, and just wonder about whether I did actually, like, did this actually happen? Did she actually say that to my face? Like, did she actually say I was amazing of a singer? I actually can't even believe it. So, thank you so much. I know X Factor won't be watching this because, you know, their lives are much busier than mine, but thank you so much for the opportunity that I had with X Factor. Thank you to everyone who stood behind me, my mum, my dad, and my little brother who came with me. Thank you to the producers who listened to my voices. My voice, I only have one voice. Thank you to the people who sat behind me again. Thank you to the people who said good luck, and a massive, massive thank you to Mitchell and Demi, my boyfriend and his sister, because they are absolutely amazing people. And go and check out his YouTube channel. I'm going to link it in the description. But thank you so much for cheering me up today because I really needed it. So yes, I'm gonna go, and I hope you enjoyed my experience of X Factor and how I told you it. So yes,